Hello y'all, it is the Goku Laser back with another video. Today, this video will be about Super Saiyan 3 Spirit Bomb Goku, his life, and his kit and how he performed overall and how he was as a unit. So let's get into this video. Remember, like and subscribe, it's one more. Okay, so his main ability pre-Zenkai, Good Luck Kakarot. Draw his ultimate, restores health by 30. And key by 20, nullifies unfavorable enemies for 2 timer counts, gain attribute, negative 50 to enemies to say damage skill for 3 timer counts. Pretty simple, pretty common. It's okay, nothing crazy. Alright, his ultimate skill. It's really simple. This is actually the first time anyone would gain buffs from their ultimate. Look, so 50 plus damage to ultimate damage inflicted for 3 timer counts. He gained blast armor from his ultimate. This is the first iteration of attribute of buff effects to their ultimate, and it's pretty simple, so pretty good for the time, but very aged now. Alright, like Super Saiyan LF Goku, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, this guy, when an ally's gonna be attacked, you can switch in him, and he will use an instant transmission, making the enemy not being able to hit him. So you can use this for Rising Rush ultimates. Overall, a very useful ability and really good now. Alright, this is his unique ability. Is pretty simple. In my mind, this was probably pretty good for the time. I gave him a good chunk of buffs. And it's pretty simple. I think it's not anything crazy nowadays, but back then it probably made a big difference on this character. So overall, his base kit's not that good. It's pretty meh. But I think it did good for its times. And as I said, we will be evaluating his Zenkai Awakening next on this video. Remember, after this, I will also be evaluating his unique equipment. Then I will be talking about how he performed. Remember, like and subscribe if you want more videos. Time to talk about his Zenkai. I'll just put it plain. This main ability sucks for a Zenkai. All he got was 20 more ki. The reason why his Zenkai stats are so low is because he released, and a year later his Zenkai released, so he was one of the first Zenkais ever. This is why his stats. As I said before, this Zenkai gave very little buffs. All he gave 10 plus damage to his ultimate damage inflicted. This Zenkai is bad. Even for a year later, he should have gone at least 80 ultimate damage at least. Alright, let's just go to the next one, man. This is rough. I shouldn't even be talking about this, but all he gains from his Zenkai for a special skill is plus 20 ki. I wasn't really expecting that much from this, but this Zenkai is just trash. Even for just a year later. They should have waited on this Zenkai. He's so bad with this. This unit, for stats, he actually loses one substitution count when activated. It actually goes plus 2, which is a very small buff. Even, I guess that helps, but no, didn't change any single stat other than that. Oh, now this is his unique equipment. So, this was released around 2024 December. This unique equipment, it actually did enough. The first two are just pure stats. His third one is something about cover node and gaining card speed, so his third is important, but these actually gave him a good enough boost so he could actually be doing good amount of damage. So the thing is, he could tank, but he wouldn't tank ultimate, so he was kind of bad with tanking, and he actually did good damage, so that's a plus for him. And he overall was a good unique equipment, but just it wasn't good enough, and he did basically nothing on meta. He was just a unique equipment and forgotten about. Now let's get to how he did overall. Right, time to talk about Super Saiyan 3's impact on the meta and how he influenced the game and how he did in his life. So this unit, when he released in 2019, he was actually not good. He wasn't that good. All he was really good for was for ultimate damage. Other than that, he was not really used. So if let's say you needed to take out one murder opponent that was super tanky, you just pull out this unit and use his ultimate, and he would nuke them out of oblivion. That was his only use, which is it's better than nothing. So he was pretty meh, just a mid unit. But when Zenkai came out, he actually, even though from what I saw, his increase in stat was actually very pitiful, it actually gave him a big enough boost to be meta viable. And he was actually really, I would say broken, but he was actually very, very good. And his ultimate would do boatloads of damage, and he could be able to tank stuff. So his Zenkai was actually pretty good. So after that, a pretty good Zenkai, he was pretty good for a couple months. Then like every single unit, he aged out. Until his equipment came out in 2024, like December around 2024. And his unique equipment, as I said, it didn't really do anything for him in the long run. It was just a boost in stats, but like, why would you use him over Ultra Mod Vegeta, Vegeta Blue, Super Saiyan 3 Goku? There's no reason why you should use him. So he kind of just fell out the meta after unique equipment, and he's been kind of like that for a while. He's been like in tier A boosts, but that hadn't done enough for him. So for now, and probably for the rest of the game, he would just be a dead unit who had a pretty good run. He was like 2 for 3, so pretty good run. Other than that, pretty nice LF, pretty nice animations. That is all for today. Man, remember, have a nice day, and please subscribe to the God Cool Laser. See ya!